Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fifth issue of the Senegal Presidential Election Campaign Journal. In his last term of office, President Macky Sall committed himself to reduce the cost of living for the Senegalese people. In order to achieve this, the state took strong measures to mitigate the extent of price rises by reducing certain taxes on consumer goods. What are the expectations from the next president of the republic in terms of purchasing power? Mahmoudou Pam asked the question to some Senegalese in Dakar.
To meet the expectations of the population in general, because the cost of living is high, especially in terms of traffic. There are areas where the TER or BRT doesn't arrive. So I think we need to make some changes so that everyone is comfortable. Once we have chosen a president of the republic, we want him to reduce the high cost of foodstuffs to bring them down considerably. In fact, everything here is expensive. You can't get a room for 20,000 francs CFA. We hope that the new president will not disappoint us in terms of our expectations, at least that he will do his utmost, even if we know that it will not be possible to satisfy everyone. So what we want is clear: sober management with no financial mismanagement, a reduction in the cost of living of the state, a reduction in the power of the head of state executive. As a citizen, I expect the next president to be very fair to citizens, especially in the case of justice, so that it is justice for all, for everyone.
Trained in Canada and France, Anta Babacar Ngom is the only woman to claim Senegalese presidency. She's using her experience as a captain of industry to unleash the country's potential through industrialization projects while making the presidential election candidacy system fairer for women. Her profile with Samantha Sabubanga.
As a candidate in the presidential election of 24 March 2024, Anta Babacar Ngom affirms her commitment to create a national agency for the promotion of women's leadership, endowed with substantial resources to support women entrepreneurs and leaders. She also intends to introduce vocational training programs and specific investment funds for businesses run by women. With her program to industrialize Senegal, Anta Babacar Ngom is committed to creating dignified, well-paid jobs for women and young people in all sectors of the economy.
What a rupture! Rupture systemique!
We are calling for a break, a systemic break, a systematic break with everything that has been happening here for a long time and even more over the last 12 years. Look at the sons and daughters of this country. Look at the women of this country. This 24th March is an opportunity for change, for the emergence of a country, and for bringing it out of the darkness. We will no longer leave our future in the hands of others. Power to strengthen Senegalese women. 2024 is the year of the woman.
The 39-year-old president of the Alternative Movement for the Next Generation of Citizens, Anta Babacar, who aims to change the face of Senegal's political hierarchy, wants to do better than her elders, Dioman Dieng Diaké and Amsatou Sow Sidibé, the only Senegalese women who have ever taken part in the presidential election.
The only choice, the right choice, and the only choice is the break, is the youth, is the woman, is the worker, it's you, and it's me.
Anta Babacar demonstrates her unwavering commitment to women's rights and offers a promising vision for the future, in which Senegalese women will be able to achieve their full potential in all aspects of their lives.
The development of the national space sector offers prospects for renewing the growth path of the planned Senegal emergent and holds out the promise of productivity gains for a large number of Senegalese economic sectors. To this end, players in the sector expect the Senegalese future leaders to put in place a strategy that will enable the country's space sector to take off. Filamentine.
With the creation of the Agence Sénégalaise d'Études Spatiales, in March 2023, Senegal's President Macky Sall has made space one of the pillars of his plan Senegal Emergent. According to experts, all the countries that have invested in space are well on the way to achieving their sustainable development goals. The use of space provides a response to priorities such as health, education, agriculture, among others. The space sector could become one of the new pillars for boosting the economy and society under the supervision of the next head of state, as Senegal prepares to elect a new president on 24 March 2024.
The initiatives that were being taken were much more geared towards using space technology to resolve technical issues concerning sectors like agriculture, livestock farming, urban planning, and the like, but we weren't really into the economic creation part, the creation of value-added services in relation to the space sector. So the agency was created quite recently, and it's certainly from the end of 2024 that we will be able to make a first assessment.
Headed by astronomer Maram Kairé, the Agence Sénégalaise d'Études Spatiales is dedicated to the promotion and management of space activities in Senegal. Teams are engaged in a number of projects, including the launch of a satellite manufacturing plant and a major regional space observatory.
Over the last 20 years or so, some 40 satellites have been launched from the continent. Africa is looking for a certain legitimacy around the table of space nations, and so in that logic, Senegal, which arrives at the 22nd space agency on the continent, is entirely legitimate in its position to say that we no longer want to be just users. We want to be a player in the production of space technology, and that's what we intend to do with this agency over the next few years.
Senegal has joined a club of African countries with great ambition in space. Even if the general public is still unfamiliar with the space sector, the African space industry is now valued at over $20 billion and employs more than 18,000 people.
This concludes the 5th issue of your campaign journal. Thank you for following us. We look forward to seeing you soon for a new issue. Enjoy the rest of programs on Africa 24.